Guys, what's going on? So it's officially been an entire year since I got my hair transplant. Now, I've been waiting for this day for a long time because 1 year is just like that magic mark when you're supposed to have all your results and whatever progress you got, whatever improvements you got, that's it. You're typically not going to expect too much more after the 1 year mark. And I kind of just wanted to go back and review everything. In my head, I was like, oh, do I want to make this the perfect video? I was like, no, I just want to do the video. I don't want to wait for it any longer. So officially, March 21st was the day, was like the 1 year mark. And if you had this surgery or you've done anything just so super important in your life, even if it wasn't a hair transplant, that date, whenever you keep something in mind as like an anniversary date, it's important. And for me, this day when I finally got that surgery is more important than a lot of things. I mean, I don't want to go into it, but it means a lot. It's one of those things like a birthday or a typical wedding anniversary or just like some big life-changing event. And as I wrote in the title, definitely it really has changed my life. I've heard other people say, oh, it's not like that big of a change. One second, let me turn on my AC. Yeah, it's getting warm in here. Some people have said, "Oh, it's not that big of a deal," and I'm just thinking it's a massive deal. I'm not sure sometimes if people can really perceive how much of a difference it makes because it's not exactly easy to see all the time, and I'll explain more. But okay, so the main thing I would like to say in this video is like the difference that it's made for me, because I guess that's what you guys want to know, right? And you probably want to see my hair. Let's do the hair first. So unfortunately, I don't have like a DSLR, but I'm right in front of like a huge window, so you guys can get in there. You should be able to see pretty closely, my hairline and just my general hair appearance. Because the thing is, like in day-to-day life, it's not like anyone's gonna have a camera like zoomed in on your hair. No, what you're seeing right now on the camera is probably more representative of what someone just in real life would see you or me like, not all microscopic and analyzing every detail and stuff. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. Now it's so long, I can actually like comb it back. I don't use a comb typically, I just use my fingers because that's the way I kind of like the effect that it has as a comb. It's really clean and everything's so even. I think this looks a little more natural for me. But oh man, okay, so the biggest thing and why I say it's life-changing is simply this. The way people treat me before versus now is so different. I can't even really tell you. Like it's like night and day. And to give you some more context to that, it's not like I was treated badly before. When I had no hair, I'll definitely pull up the photo soon. It's not like I was treated badly. I would say it was just like normal, like no big difference, just like the average person. But when you actually get more like positive treatment, then from neutral to positive is actually like an exponential difference. It's not like a little bit good to very good, where there's less of a difference there. Like I'm saying, it's like from 0.0, anything higher than that is just going to have a more pronounced effect. I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to say. So it has a butterfly effect too, because like when people treat you better, you feel better about yourself. And I know some people think it's like quite a superficial thing, but you can't really deny that like we live in a physical world. If you look better, you're gonna feel better. If you feel better, you're gonna display yourself better. You're gonna be like, in a better mood. You're gonna have better energy. People are gonna want to be around you more. And one other thing I should add, around the same time I got this hair transplant, I definitely doubled down on my gym efforts. So maybe if I look any leaner, that's part of it, because I didn't want to. It's a cosmetic surgery. Let's be honest. We don't really need this surgery. You're going to live just fine without it, bald or not bald. And I was like, if I'm going to spend, 5 figures USD on a cosmetic thing here, the least I could do is try to fix, this part, which should be basically free, in a sense. And so that's what I did. I cleaned up my diet and I doubled down on the gym. I would encourage anyone getting cosmetic surgery. That's like the thing you should do first. If you're trying to up your look, your appearance, go to the gym first. I think that's the fastest thing, the best thing you can do. I don't want to get too far into that, but you guys know what I'm trying to say. There are easier things you can do if you're trying to improve your appearance than just getting a major hair transplant. But oh yes, so I cannot deny. Basically, when I say people treat me better, definitely girls treat me the most better, and I think it makes sense. Like if there was a girl and she was just more attractive, of course, guys would be nicer to her. So I think this is basically like the inverse example. I've taken much better care of myself. I'm in better shape. I have my hair back, and it kind of is like what do you call it? A synergistic effect. Because, like I said, when people treat you better, you feel better. So I definitely know part of it is just me. I'm a little more, I wouldn't say outgoing, but I, I find it much easier to just talk to strangers and people I don't know. We're talking about girls in particular here, so I just know girls are so much more receptive to me. Before versus now, it's like night and day. Like you wouldn't believe the amount of attention and just good reception, vibes, energy that I get from the opposite sex has increased probably, I can't even, like 300% at least, maybe. I'll give you, oh man, I don't want to get too personal. So I don't really use Tinder, to be honest. But sometimes when I'm bored, I get on there and I swipe. Anyways, there's like a match count, and it'll tell you, like, I guess how many people have liked you or something. So I don't want to give you the number, but let's just say before, if I had 10, I'm making this number up. Say before I had 10, now I have like 200. So I'm not exaggerating. The number has gone up by 20x. I've had people in real life tell me, "Man, you look so much better." Are you? Anyways, so you guys know what I'm trying to say. I don't like talking about my dating life or girls in particular, because it's almost like a touchy subject nowadays. Anytime you talk about girls, people are gonna be like, "Oh, they're just gonna have like a bad idea or impression." So I try to like leave that alone. But anyways, yeah, girls are gonna love you if you're a guy, because most it's guys that have this balding problem. Girls are gonna love you so much more if you fix your hairline and you get in good shape, and you're just a generally presentable person and you're more confident. I mean, why wouldn't anyone like that more? It's the same thing for guys and girls. If a girl fixed up her hair and got in better shape and had a better confident personality, yeah. So I think that's just typical. It doesn't matter if it's guys or girls, really. I just happen to be a guy, so it's gonna show more in the opposite sex, which would be girls. So it's just been a huge payoff. I feel so much better. So other people aside, just me, I'm so much happier. Like basically every day when I look in the mirror, I swear sometimes I'm doing my hair at night and I just laugh, because to think that like 1 year ago there was basically no hair from my ears up. There was basically no hair there, and now it's so long I can comb it back, or it's like hitting my eyes, and I have to use like a hair holder to basically hold it back when I'm washing my face and stuff. It's just such a big difference. I want to share my screen with you guys. Please let me know if you have any questions, but I cannot underscore enough how much better I feel mentally, how much better I feel about myself personally when I look in the mirror every day. It definitely motivated me to get in better shape with the gym and my eating. So it has a butterfly effect. And other people, like I said, girls in particular, they're just, you, anytime, it doesn't matter if you're a girl or a guy, like when other people are so much nicer to you, you're gonna appreciate it. It makes you feel better about yourself. Sometimes they say you shouldn't validate, or the way you feel about yourself should not be based on other people's opinions. I'm not going to say that's not true, but it's basically not true. Though part of it, I would say like half of it should be, just based on what you know about yourself. But the other half is definitely, I mean, we live in societies, we live in groups, we have friends and social circles. So if other people are, very kind to you and you're getting a lot of positive reinforcement, you should be happy about that. That should have, some effect on your mental aspect. Whereas if it's the opposite and you're getting like, I'm not saying bad, interactions, but just none or neutral, or things are always just, not ideal, then yeah, maybe something could be changed. But let me show you guys what I have on the screen. So I'm gonna open up the screen share here. And like I said, please, this is probably the last video I will make about it. So I would be, really happy to just share whatever I can with you guys. So just shoot out whatever questions you have, and I will definitely get to them. All right, here's a photo. Now, I'm not sure if you guys have heard, when I say guys, I mean everyone. I'm not sure if you guys have heard the sentiment that one thought, one action, one encounter, all it takes is one thing that can change your life. Now, to me, I'm a realist. To me, that sounds too profound. I don't like to sound like, a storybook ending or beginning, or, making quotes or anything like that. But that really rings true to me when I see this photo. When I see this photo, I hope you guys can see the pointer. This is one of my best friends from elementary school. And I had, the fortune enough to meet up with him over the past like year and a half when I was back in LA. We took this photo, and I've mentioned it before in prior videos. And I was, when I saw this photo, it struck me because I didn't really like the way I looked in it, basically, but I had to post this photo because for me, it was just such a special moment. And you can, probably read the blurb here. But basically, some photos, you're like, okay, I'm not going to post that, or yeah, I'm not going to tag myself. So this was one of those. But at the same time, I basically had to, and it made me think quite hard. Like I said, it struck me, so it hit me instantaneously, but it also stayed with me, like it lingered in my mind. Like, at this point, I was 28, and I looked at myself and I thought, man, even from a forward angle, you basically can't see any hair on the front middle, or front top of my head. So the hair has gone so far back. You can see here, it's basically where the ears are, going all the way up and across. I don't like that look. It's just simply being honest to yourself. Like, yeah, I didn't like being bald. Now, here's another thought. I do think being bald works for some people. If I'm being honest, I would say I've seen some black and white guys who look quite okay bald. Like, they can, or even like fine bald. I'm not going to say they look better without hair, but I don't see that as being any kind of, deterrent against them and their appearance. But I would say for me personally, no, bald, it simply doesn't work for me. I don't have, the appearance, and I do think that's important. You need it to play in with everything else. The other thing about being bald, oh yeah, okay, so I haven't seen any Asian guys that look bald. You can tell me, maybe there are some, I don't know any. But the other thing about this is, when you're bald, there's only one look you can go with. And that's basically like super clean cut, muscular. You can't play around with like different styles. You can't be like a little bit unkept, the morning after look. No, when you're bald, like everything has to be clean. People shave their head, they wear certain clothes, they shave all the facial hair sometimes, most of the time. So you're also confined to a type of style when you're bald, I think. And here you can see I was also overweight. I don't want to make this video too long. I didn't feel good about the way I looked here. Not only my baldness, but you can see I have like a semi-double chin. I was probably 8 kilos. Okay, let's say 6 kilos overweight, which is a lot for like someone who now weighs 74 kilos. And going back to how I opened this one photo, it really, not to overstate it, it really did change the way I live my life. You could say it did change my life, because really you need a spark. There needs to be something that pushes you. And man, can I go back to put the camera on me? Stop the screen share. There needs to be something that pushes you. And yeah, I've been bald since I was like 22, basically. I should say I was bald since I was like 22 to like 28, 29. And all along, maybe there was some like comments that people would make, but they're like friendly jokes. Like they're my friends. I'm not even holding that against them, and it's not like that really hit me in the same way. But when people, make fun of you for being bald or make comments on your appearance, trust me, it does happen. That didn't even bother me that much, not nearly as much as that photo. And there are other things, like I said, when I was in university, I can just tell that the amount of interest I received from the opposite sex declined dramatically versus the time when I was balding, and also just the way I felt about myself and things like that. But even then, none of that was enough to push me, to trigger me, to spark me to take action, to do something about it. It was that photo that really made the difference. And another reason why I just feel so good is because, like I said, now I don't want to basically, I feel like everyone's a little bit nicer to me. I'm not going to say they treat me like fantastic, but I'm only comparing me to me. And I think that's like one important thing that people get lost on. I'm not saying like versus the average of everyone else. You can only compare yourself to yourself. So it's like me now versus me before. Yeah, everyone treats me better. I treat myself better. So think about that. Think how crazy that is. Even when I say everyone, I really mean everyone, even including myself. Um, like I said, another reason that I just feel so much better now is because part of it is psychological. When you actually decide to go in to, be all in to do it, to get a hair transplant, um, there's something about it like taking action where you feel so much better. Like the day after you get the surgery, you're just like, okay, it doesn't matter what happens after this, whether the hair transplant is a success or not. I've done all I can. I have fully exhausted, everything within my realm of control, within my realm of power. So, there's a lot of aspects of your life that you can take control of. Like one I cited is your body, which is much easier, and just things that are within your control. So it's like you've extended your sphere of control, because now it's basically putting things that you would think are like out of your control, like it's genetic. You can't really control, your balding or your pattern and stuff like that, your hair pattern. And you've basically included that in your sphere of control, in your realm of control. So it's like I'm boosted. I feel like I am more in control of my life than I ever was before. And it's kind of crazy because it's just a little bit of hair. It's just a little bit of hair. And like I said, I just feel so much better about it. People treat me so much better. And there's only really a few more photos I want to show you guys before I end this. If anything you remember from me speaking into this camera today, right now, is that it's just made such a huge difference for me. I feel more than 100% better. And it's just like I said, a butterfly effect. I feel like every aspect of what I'm doing, how I'm living, has improved. Not just a little, like drastically. Let me show you guys basically a little bit of like a chronological, progression of how this 1 year transplant went. So I just want to go to my Facebook album and walk you guys through some of the photos that were taken a few weeks apart. And then I think I'll try to end it on there. I put most of the sentiments in this video that I really wanted to, about just how I've been treated and how I feel about myself and the success of the surgery. But let's look at the photos. Let's look at some evidence, guys, and we'll see what you guys think. So back to the screen share. All right, now I'm here. So, okay, oops, let me close these messages. One other thing that I'll throw in here is when you like feel and look better about yourself, you get invited and people are a lot friendlier to you. You get invited to a lot more stuff. So now it's like, yeah, people are just so much nicer. Like if there's something going on, they're like, hey, Saul, you want to come along? and I'll be like, yeah, sure, let's go. So it's just awesome. There's so many benefits to just boosting yourself mentally, physically, appearance wise. Anyway, so this was me in that photo I showed you that really changed it all. Okay, this is get that part is getting annoying. But anyway, so I'm still bald there. A little bit after the surgery, right here, you can see my hair is barely set in. It's still budding, still budding. Definitely not there. But that was just a few months after. Actually, that was probably closer to half a year. But let's look at another good photo. So here it's barely kind of getting comfortably settled in. It's still not there just because the hair looks so small. But yeah, it's a nice short kind of men's haircut. Here, this one was actually a little bit before the last photo I just showed you, but you can see there it's much sparser. You can still see through the hair. But yeah, it's still right there. It's still budding. Here, this one is also in Tokyo. It's a little bit past the budding stage, but not set in yet. Now, by the time I was in Seoul, my hair was there. My hair was there. So this photo, you can see it. I don't. It doesn't look like any. It's a dark photo, but this one was where I was quite satisfied with the result. By this point in time, which was 8 months after, see November here. Yeah, I felt a lot better about my hair, and I thought my hair had basically it had arrived to the point where I was satisfied with it. But it did continue to make some progress. So these last few photos, I'll scroll through one at a time. But this is when I got back to Bangkok, like late November. Maybe this was like around December. You saw like some Christmas stuff there. Yeah, here I really liked the look of the hair. It's getting longer, and I can like kind of fold it across my forehead. Same here. Yeah, you can see it's developing. It's a bit of its own character. It has like some strayaways here. It's kind of like bunched up. My friend, he definitely has a good mop. Here, it's long enough to where it's hanging off the side, and it's kind of curling on the side. So that hair right there looks healthy. That's definitely a good. That is what took me from satisfied to, yeah, this was a good result. This was a successful hair transplant. Thank goodness for DHT and the team there. This one, I also felt great about it. I was like, man, that hair, this whole swoop here was just non-existent, a year before. So that hair, oh man, that photo and the hair I had there just looked fantastic. I'm happy about it. If I'm looking at my hair only, this is probably the most recent one. And I was just at a bar with some friends. I know it's a little bit blurry, but yeah, my hair is so long, I can basically comb it back. I can, a little bit to the side. But yeah, here, man, I love that look. Like if there was no hair on top, I wouldn't be able to have my hair long because it would just look weird, and it would be a completely different look and appearance. So I am 100% happy about that. Now, that's basically all. That photo was basically last week. That was basically last week. All right, guys, I want to leave it there. I know this has been a super long video. For any of you who watch it, you're probably very interested in getting a hair transplant. Man, just do it. Just, find a way to get it done. Obviously it takes money, so I would say you need to sort that out first. So there are some prerequisites to it. If you have to save up for a year or two, it's going to be worth it because this hair on top, it's going to stay there. Basically, it's going to stay there longer than all the other hair you have because it's from the back. It's DNA programmed not to fall out. So even if the hair on top of my head falls out, I'll still have this here. So it's going to last for a long time. It's a great investment. What can you really do or buy to improve the quality of your life, like in today's day and age? I could take another vacation. I don't really need that. You could buy a car. What can you spend money on that will just improve your life, improve your quality of life, at the minimum, your quality of life? I don't know. So I would do that. If you you have a chance, if you can, I highly recommend it. I just, like I said, I can't really express through a video. I can't push through the screen, how much of a difference this has made for me, my mentality. 100% worth the $12,000 to $13,000 I spent on it, surgery, the downtime, everything. I feel like I'm out on the other side. Like in a movie when something crazy is happening, they're barely escaping. They make it to like a happy ending. I'm fully on the other side, and I'm so happy to be here. I'm so happy that you guys were able to see this and that I was able to share it with you because it is quite personal. A lot of people don't even like saying they've had the hair transplant, but you know what? I'm glad that someone else did share that they were comfortable enough. I don't want to say brave or courageous because I don't want to make it sound like the other people were not or are not. But if I hadn't seen that other person's, experience with it, I wouldn't have done it myself. So I want to share my experience, to kind of pay it forward, because I know this has already helped some of my friends. There have been multiple friends of mine that have already signed up and have already gone to the same clinic as me, um, and are definitely, getting and going to get the same results that I've had. So, guys, let's leave it there. It's the 1 year update. Man, I can't tell you guys, cannot tell you guys, but hey, any questions, feel free to leave them there. Like I said, this might be the last like hair directly related video that I make. And fittingly so, at that 1 year mark, you don't want to just be talking about your hair forever. Like now, I feel like it's settled into me, it's a part of me, and it's not something new that I have to talk about all the time. But one last look at my hair. I'll actually throw it forward and mess it up just so you guys can kind of see it. And you see how long it is? Like I said, I wish I had a better camera. I don't wear it down because it gets me in the eyes. But you can see I do the double cut here, which is like the typical Asian double cut. But yeah, my hair goes pretty far down now. I have the problem where it gets in my eyes. So like I said, that's why I keep it down. But even when I'm running, so I hope it gets to the point where it's below my eyes, so the tips don't poke me in the eyes. But I typically, push it to the side, so then to clear my eyes a bit. So I'll have it like hanging here, maybe a bit, or I just push it all back, which is a comfortable one, but sometimes it falls down. But anyway, so that's how long my hair is right now. It's currently like down about where my eyes are. But maybe if I was in high school, I would wear it like that, just down, looking sad and like so extra dark, like a piercing and stuff. All right, guys. I hope everyone's doing good. Let's talk soon.